Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kasie Oswald, and thanks for watching. Today is a fun video all about finding time for your loved ones when you are an online teacher, or little things you can do to make your loved ones feel more loved, whether it's a significant other, your partner, your family, your mom, your dad, your children. Maybe you can take some of these tips and try them out. So for me, some things that my husband and I do that I find maybe unique to some couples, but it keeps us happy and our marriage happy. And let's see, we think of each other all the time. That may sound a little corny, but little things. So one of my favorite things is Starbucks coffee. And sometimes he'll come home with a coffee just to say I love you. Or if I'm shopping and I see something new, ghost pepper chips or new spicy something, I'm like, oh, he'd love it. And I get it. So maybe it's $1, $2, nothing big, nothing expensive. Now, a little secret is find out their love language. My love language is words of affirmation. So a note, if he writes me something on a sticky note, even have a great day. One time there was a little note on my dashboard and I took a picture and sent it to friends. I'm like, love it. So just simple things, writing a note, giving a little something, just to let the other person know that you are thinking about him or her. Oh, and this morning, talking about a little simple thing. This morning, my husband sent me pictures of deers that were outside his work. And the deer was just there eating, but he knows I love animals and would love to see it. So he took a picture and sent it to me. And it just showed me that he was thinking of me. So that's my little tip. Little things you can do to show that you're thinking of each other. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy other videos from all of the other friends that are on here. I will link all of their links below. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Hello, it's Amanda Panda Teacher, wishing you a happy Valentine's Day. Here is my tip for getting in a date in the time of COVID-19. My husband and I have been sneaking away for lunch dates. We live in California, so it's not too chilly in the middle of the day in the winter where I live. So, what we do is we order takeout and go pick it up from a place and then bring a beach towel, very big, but not for the beach. We find a park where there are no people and a table far away. We cover the table with the beach towel and then eat our takeout food. Usually, we will order food that our kids don't like. So, we had Greek food, we've had Indian food, and we leave our kids at home. Luckily, we have an older son who's old enough and responsible. Dad leaves the cell phone with the big kid. We take the cell phone with us and we go out to have lunch. Just being outside and being with each other, not eating a meal in our house because right now we cannot eat inside of restaurants, just is so fun. And that beach towel, a little hand gel, and we are safe from the virus and able to have a fun date together. It is so refreshing and something we do every single week. Hope that you have a chance to go on a fun date with the person that you love too. I wish you happy Valentine's, all the love from me to you.
Hello, my name is Cindy, and thank you for coming to this video. This video is all about what we want to do for Valentine's. So this is my Valentine. This is my wedding picture. This was 1985, and this was this past summer. We've had 13 children, and we have four, five grandchildren. And how many grand dogs do we have? Let's see, two, three grand dogs at the moment. But we have had other dogs in the past. So it's really fun when your kids come and they bring the dogs, right? And that becomes part of the whole family thing. So we have 4 of them are married, and I have 4 at home right now. Husband actually has been my Valentine since 3 years before we got married. So some Valentines we've done some kind of romantic things, and some Valentines I've gotten flowers, and sometimes we've just had red food. Red food with the kids. So, but when I've had kids, I always loved it when we would get together with other families. And when we homeschooled, we would make our own Valentine cards and we would give them to each other. And the last few years, I've made sure that I put in Valentine cards to my grandkids. So that's what I'm doing this year is I'm going to make Valentine Day cards and I'm going to send them to my grandchildren. And they really love that. So between my husband and I, we've been married over 30 years. I hate to think about exactly how many years, but some years have been really good where we've been like, yeah, this is great. We're Valentines and we really love each other. And other years it's been kind of a little bit of a struggle. And if you've been married any length of time, you know that it goes like that. And so I think that the biggest thing about Valentine's is I'm not a huge person that loves holidays, like forced holidays, but this holiday does help you to think about the people that you do love that are in your life. And maybe things aren't going the greatest right now, but when you cultivate that relationship, then it will come back to you in a good way. So this year, I'm going to cultivate that relationship by going to the meat market. We have this really awesome restaurant down the street, and it is really renowned all over the country because it was actually on TV. And it was on that show, Guy's Grocery Game, where you do the grocery game, you shop for the stuff, and then you make the food. And the chef that works at this restaurant or owns the restaurant, he makes the most amazing food, and they have really great marinated meat. So that's what I'm going to do for Valentine's, because I know that's what my husband really loves is good meat. So I'm going to buy some meat and some chocolates, and I'm also going to send my grandkids some cards in the mail. And maybe I'll get my husband a card too. So those are my ideas for Valentine's. It doesn't have to be a ton of pomp and circumstance, but a little bit of something to show the people around you that you love them. And during this time, I think that's especially special, right? Like we might be kind of sick each other by being with each other so much, but on the other hand, by being together so much, we realize these are the people that we really need to appreciate. People, happy Valentine's Day.
Hi there, I'm Teacher Mary, and my husband Daniel and I have been together for 32 years. And over those years, the one thing that has remained consistent, that has really kindled our love and romance for one another, is creating an environment where we feel loved and appreciated. So we have a practice of gratitude where we each day make sure to say thank you to each other, and it just flows naturally for us. It's not like we have to think, what do I need to thank him for? But we just naturally have this attitude of gratitude with one another for the little things. So we're not taking each other for granted. And I think that's one of the key things that has kept our marriage so strong and flowing. And the other practice that we have is sharing our nighttime dreams. Both of us were psychology majors and had counseling practices, and in that, we learned and studied dream work, and it is just a natural part of waking up in the morning, or now that I'm teaching, after I finish teaching, sharing our nighttime dreams and really getting a window into our soul and what's going on the emotional and spiritual level, and sharing that with one another. So I find that when we have those ways of being intimate on the emotional and spiritual level, then the romance naturally flows, and it just comes out of the connection that's deep in our hearts. So I hope that you each find your own way of staying deeply connected with your partners, and I wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Hi, Teacher Mindy here. So I just wanted to give you some tips on what my husband and I did to keep our marriage happy and going for 30 and a half years. Wow, that's a long time. And it hasn't always been easy, believe me. But we keep working on it, and we have been staying happily married for that length of time. It's been great. So my number one tip is to make time alone for each other, whether it's going on a walk around a few blocks so you have a little alone time to communicate and talk about some important things, or whether it's going on a date night and you're actually getting dressed and going out to dinner or somewhere fun together, just you and your husband. Or third, even better, going on a whole vacation with just the two of you. So some fun, easy ways to do that inexpensively is have your date night during the week. Since a lot of us teach on Friday and Saturday nights, you might need to have your date night during the week. The restaurants are less crowded, and sometimes there's even some good specials going on during the week, like margarita night for only $5 at your local Mexican restaurant. Number two, try to hire inexpensive babysitters. So whether it's a free babysitter where you've swapped babysitting with a friend, or grandma and grandpa have done the babysitting for you, or an aunt, try your best to get a free babysitter. Number three, we loved our kids would go to camp grandma and grandpa's. So they'd go and stay overnight at grandma and grandpa's 1 or 2 nights, and it would give my husband and I some alone time. Whether we stayed home and cooked a dinner together or we went on a little mini vacation, it still was great to have that alone time. I know it's hard when the kids are young and when we teach crazy hours like we do with VIP Kid, but it's very, very important to try to squeeze in that alone time just with you and your spouse in some way. We still do it today. Our lives get super busy and we still make sure we have time with just each other. We'd love to take vacations together and go on walks together still today. So there you go, 30 and a half years of a successful, happy marriage. I hope this helps. Bye.
Hi. So it's really hard to find a date time. I completely understand. I have 2 little ones. I have a 4-year-old and almost 1.5-year-old. And I'm teaching online during the day, and I'm teaching in the morning, and my husband is student teaching. He comes home exhausted, and there's like no time. So we've had to really make it a priority to schedule some time together. And so sometimes we'll go for walks together with the family. We'll have family time. We do our best to have dinner together every night as a family. Breakfast and lunches are our own, but we always sit down and have dinner together. And then we put the girls to bed. And if there's still a little bit of time at the end of the night, we'll read a story together, or we'll watch a movie together in our bedroom. And I do have to be honest. Sometimes it takes us 4 nights to get through an hour-and-a-half movie because I have to go to bed so early to wake up so early to teach in these Chinese companies. But we do chip our way through it. One of my favorite things that we like to do is once a week, we do a massive laundry day. I know he probably hates doing this, but we go through like all these loads. So I just wash and dry throughout the day, and I have stacks of laundry baskets in our bedroom. And then once a week or so, we'll put the girls to bed, and then we'll go in there and we'll put on a movie and we'll fold together. He'll fold the things he knows how to do. He'll let me fold the hard stuff. And then we put it all away, and then we're done. We go to bed. But it's really nice to have that like quality time together. Sometimes doing the mundane things can work. You don't have to go out and do something special and have a babysitter. You can still sneak away sometimes together. Other times, My daughters will sleep in just a little bit, or I'll get done earlier when I teach online and say I'm done by 6 a.m. and they don't have to be up till 7 a.m. And I'll say, you know what? Feedback can wait. Let's go back and hang out in the bedroom for a little bit. And then we'll sit there and we'll read from the Bible together, or we'll do something kind of nice that we don't always have time to do. So that's another thing. Sometimes you have to sneak in moments at the beginning or the middle or the end or just throughout the day. Be creative. How do you schedule time to hang out with your spouse or your family when life is so crazy and busy? I wish I knew. Here are some tips that we are figuring out and we're working on it. It is a work in progress. Okay, don't feel like you have to have it perfect right off the bat. It is a work in progress. So here's my family crazy life. Okay, I've got a 4-year-old. I have an almost 1.5-year-old. I teach 2 to 4 classes every day on OutSchool during the 2 nap times. I teach early morning with Chinese companies. My husband is student teaching and he comes home exhausted and then he has to prep for the next day. There's not a whole lot of time in there. So we've had to be creative and carve out times here and there. Here are some suggestions that we like to do. We like to have at least one meal together as a big family. And it's a chaotic meal because we're talking to 2 little kids at the dinner table, throwing food all around, trying to catch that, 1.5-year-old going, no, don't throw your bottle again. No. It is chaotic and we don't have a lot of time for conversations. We kind of let the children, run with what they want to talk about, preschool or whatever. So, but how do you maintain that relationship with your spouse, your significant other? After dinner, we put the girls to bed. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, just whatever it is. And we try to get to our bedroom by about 9 o'clock, if not before, because I have to wake up so early for my Chinese companies. And we have a couple of things that we like to do in the bedroom. 1, we like to read out of the Bible and discuss it a little bit. 2, we like to watch little movies together. 3, we can read other books together. 4, we can just talk. I mean, child-free talk. It's so rare. I ask him about his day. He asks me about my day. We sneak in things here and there of, that's not child-centered. It's about us. We used to be able to go out on date nights once a month. My mom would watch the girls. We'd go on date nights. But right now, it's just hard to orchestrate all of that and do that. But we do try. Sometimes we order in. Sometimes we'll have family movie nights and we'll sit on the floor in the living room and we'll eat dinner there and watch a Disney movie because that's what the girls like to watch. Good thing we like kid movies too, right? You're never too old for kid movies. So they're just some fun, easy examples that you can do to spend quality time, or you can give cards and gifts to them, sneak a little note, take in his lunchbox. I've done that too, where I sneak in a little note in his lunchbox and he opens it up while he's teaching and goes, oh. We send Marco Polo messages to each other, little video chats. That's always fun. Just kind of checking in on each other, but you have to make it intentional. If you don't be intentional about it, it's not going to happen. And you'll slowly drift apart because life is so busy. So you have to make that effort to say, I'm going to spend 10 minutes right now with him because this is more important than anything else on my plate right now. And it's easier said than done to spend that time. I hope this helps.
Hello, Teacher Melissa here to talk about how Teacher Joe and I keep our marriage fun and full. So we have older kids, we have teens, and we're both really busy with our jobs. So this is something that we both have to make a conscious effort to do. We also both heavily rely on planners and schedules. So we actually schedule and write in our plans to spend time together. So this past year, all of this time has been inside of our house due to the COVID quarantine, of course. Now, we do both like to read, so we will carve out time on Saturdays and Sundays to read our own books, whatever we are reading and enjoy. But we'll do it together while cuddling on the couch in front of the fire, or, maybe on the patio in warmer weather. Now, we are left alone during this time because our teens like to stay in their rooms naturally. So, of course, we get a good hour and a half or 2 hours doing something we both love to do together. We do also try to be productive and plan a few projects to work on together around the house. So most recently, we bought some unfinished Adirondack chairs, and then we went to Home Depot one night. So that was a date night where we picked out some paint color and sealant for the chairs. And on the way home, we were even able to sneak in some Starbucks and car talk time. One of my most favorite recent memories with him. But then that weekend, of course, we took the time to paint and seal the chairs, and everyone's enjoying them. We have also done things like painted rooms, painted furniture, organized the garage together. We like to clean out and donate every once in a while, so that's something we'll do together as well. And we can plan a big meal. So usually I plan the meal and the decorations, and I do the shopping, and Joseph cooks it. And we, and I am, of course, supportive while he is cooking, but that's definitely his area. And then we get to enjoy that meal together. The last thing that I want to mention is weekly TV time. This may seem super simple, but again, it's something that we plan. We plan a TV date together the same night at the same time every week. So it has been 8 p.m. on Friday nights for over a year at this point. But together we've watched Mad Men, Mandalorian, the Avengers movies in order, Bridgerton, and currently we're watching WandaVision, which works out nicely because those new episodes come out on Fridays. But it is a set date and time that we can count on to do something together and, just spend that time together with each other. I hope everyone finds some inspiration from our ideas, and I hope you all had a sweet Valentine's Day. Bye, everyone.